Okay, picture this. It's late 2008. We're in the Hollywood Hills. It's night.
Right.
And the air is just thick with that scent of jasmine and, that kind of heavy silence you only find in those super exclusive neighborhoods.
Yeah, where the gates are high and the driveways are long.
Exactly. And walking up the driveway of this massive mansion, we see two figures, teenagers. They're not wearing black masks. There are no lasers.
This isn't Mission Impossible.
Not even close. They walk right up to the front door of Paris Hilton's house. And what do? They don't pick the lock. They just lean down and check under the doormat.
And this is the part that still just blows my mind every time.
There's a key. It's just sitting there. They turn it, the lock clicks, and just like that, they walk into this palace like they own it.
I mean, inside is millions of dollars in jewelry, cash, designer clothes.
And that click of the lock, that was the moment everything changed.
Oh, absolutely.
They treated her closet like their own personal shopping mall. They stole the loot. They stole the lifestyle. But what happened after the handcuffs finally clicked? Well, that's the real story.
The cameras flashed, the crowd froze, and Hollywood had a new obsession.
Welcome to StarScope Report. I'm your host.
And I'm your expert guide.
Today, we are on a mission. We are uncovering the drama behind the fame. And today's story is ripped straight from a headline that sounds like clickbait, but it's real. They stole millions. Then this happened.
We're talking, of course, about the Bling Ring, that infamous group of Calabasas teens who burglarized Paris Hilton, Orlando Bloom, Lindsay Lohan. The list goes on.
But here's the thing, and this is why we're doing this deep dive today, January 23rd, 2026.
No.
We are not just rehashing the robberies.
No, we all know that story.
We are tracking the timeline all the way to this week, because the question isn't just how did they do it? The real question is, how do you go from being the most hated teens in America to where they are right now?
And the answers involve Texas oil fields, Amazon storefronts, and a brand new pregnancy announcement that just dropped. It's wild.
So let's unpack this. We have to start with the shopping spree. That's what they called it, right?
That's essentially how they saw it, yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to understand the specific cultural moment. It was like the height of blog culture. TMZ, Perez Hilton.
Right. And pre-Ring doorbell, pre-smart home, everything.
Totally. It was the Wild West of the internet. There were these websites. I mean, you could literally just look up a celebrity's home address.
So they weren't master hackers. They were just Googling.
It was shockingly low tech.
Yeah.
Rachel Lee, the alleged mastermind, and Nick Prugo, her right-hand man, they used Google Earth. They'd zoom in, map out entry points, see where the fences were low.
That is terrifyingly simple.
Then they'd just check TMZ.
Okay.
Oh, Paris Hilton is in Vegas tonight. Okay.
House is empty. Let's go.
Let's go.
It's almost insulting to private security. And Paris Hilton's house was basically their home base, wasn't it?
It was their personal ATM, is how Nick Prugo put it. They'd hit her house multiple times. They wouldn't even take everything, just, grab some cash for the weekend, a new bag.
Which is why she didn't notice for so long.
Exactly. If someone cleans you out, if someone takes 10 grand from a huge pile of cash,
yeah,
maybe you don't. It wasn't until another member stole almost $2 million in jewelry in one go that she finally reported it.
Wow. But the one that always stands out to me is Orlando Bloom. That felt different.
Oh, that was July 13th, 2009. And yeah, that one was different. They actually had to cut a security fence. They targeted him specifically.
And the loot there was incredible. We're talking his vintage Rolex collection.
A very specific collection, yeah.
Yeah.
Rare watches, stuff that took him years to collect. And they took his Louis Vuitton luggage just to carry it all out.
The value was around $500,000. But here's the thing that gets me. This wasn't about need, was it? These kids lived in Calabasas. They had money.
No, they were upper middle class. And this is where the psychology comes in. In that 2023 doc, the ringleader, Rachel Lee, finally opened up. And it's actually really sad.
What'd she say?
She talked about struggling so much with her racial identity. She hated her Asian heritage and felt like a total outsider in this wealthy white community.
So stealing from these white celebrities was,
Well,
what, a way to belong?
a twisted form of assimilation, yeah. It was like if she wore Lindsay Lohan's clothes, she could somehow absorb that status, that belonging. She wanted to be them.
They wore the clothes to school.
They were the clothes of school. It was about the feeling of being untouchable.
And Nick Prugo.
He was just obsessed with the lifestyle, the rush. They really thought they were the stars of their own movie.
But the problem with thinking you're in a movie is that eventually the credits roll.
And the ending was about to get very, very real.
They thought they were untouchable, but the cameras were rolling, and one anonymous phone call was about to change absolutely everything. Coming up, We'll tell you which member of the crew is now working in the Texas oil fields and the incredibly awkward moment when the ringleader ended up washing her victim's hair.
You literally cannot make this stuff up. It's a scene straight out of a sitcom, but with way more baggage.
So, the fall. It happens fast. Security footage at Audrina Patridge's and Lindsay Lohan's homes eventually catches up to them. Police get a tip, and Nick Prugo, he cracks.
He crumbled. He was reportedly losing his hair from the stress. When the police brought him in, he just confessed to everything, implicated the whole crew.
And this brings us to the media circus, because you cannot talk about the Bling Ring without talking about Alexis Neiers, now Alexis Haines.
This is where reality TV and reality just completely collide. She was already filming a show for E! Called Pretty Wild.
So the camera crew is there while she's being arrested.
Yes, the pilot episode is literally her going to court dates. It captures the chaos in real time. And this leads us to maybe the most iconic moment in reality TV history.
The kitten heels call.
The call.
For anyone who hasn't seen it, just picture this. Alexis is hysterical. She's on the phone with Nancy Jo Sales, the journalist from Vanity Fair who broke the story.
And she is screaming. But not because the article calls her a thief.
Oh, no, it's because it said she wore 6-inch Louboutins to court.
And she delivers that line.
I wore 4-inch little brown baby kitten heels.
While her mom is yelling in the background, it's hilarious. It's a meme. But
here's the deep dive turn. When you peel back the layers, it's not funny. It's dark.
It's incredibly dark. Alexis has been very open about the fact that she was a full-blown heroin addict during all of that.
During the reality show.
During the show, during the burglaries. She says she was so high during the Orlando Bloom robbery, she barely knew what was happening and literally vomited in his bushes.
That changes the entire lens. You're not watching a spoiled brat. You're watching a teenager in the grips of a severe addiction spiraling on camera for entertainment.
Exactly. That meltdown was a cry for help broadcast to millions.
So the gavel comes down, the sentences are handed out. Rachel Lee gets 4 years, serves 16 months. Nick Prugo gets 2 years, serves 1.
And Alexis gets 180 days. She only served 30. But here's a crazy detail. She was in a cell block right next to Lindsay Lohan.
Her victim.
Her victim. Lindsay was in for a probation violation. Alexis says they didn't speak, but just imagine that. You're in a cell, and the woman whose safety you violated is sleeping 10 feet away.
That is wild. And the others. There was Diana Tamaya, who got probation, Courtney Ames. She got probation and famously wore a stolen necklace to court.
The audacity is just staggering.
So prison was the end of the robberies, but it was only the start of the then this happened.
Right.
You might think the drama ended in 2010, but in 2016, one member got arrested for something much darker than burglary. And just days ago, January 26, another member dropped massive news that completely changes her story.
It's a pivot no one saw coming.
And before we get to that, if you love uncovering the long-term fallout of Hollywood's wildest scandals, hit that subscribe button. We're tracking the stories that don't just fade away.
And trust us, you don't want to miss what's coming next.
All right, let's jump to today. January 2026, we're looking at a where are they now? That's like a study in 2 completely different paths. You have radical transparency on one side.
And on the other, the right to be forgotten.
Let's start with Alexis Haines, because weirdly, she's kind of the success story of the group.
She chose radical transparency.
Yeah.
She took that entire mess, the heroin, the theft, the reality show, and turned it into her message.
She got sober. She's been sober for over 14 years now.
An incredible achievement, and she completely rebranded. She became a doula, a recovery counselor, and started a really successful podcast called Recovering from Reality.
She just owned the narrative. Instead of hiding from the Bling Ring label, she used it. She said, yes, I did that. Here's why, and here's how I got better.
And just this week, we got a huge update. According to People magazine, January 22nd, Alexis is pregnant with baby number 3.
Wow, that's big news.
It's her first child with her new fiancé, Chris Howard. So, yeah, she went from that hysterical teenager screaming about shoes to a mother of 3 and a wellness advocate.
It's a heck of an arc. It really shows your worst moment doesn't have to define you.
But then you have Rachel Lee, the ghost.
She went the complete opposite way. After prison, she wanted nothing to do with Hollywood. She went quiet. Graduated cosmetology school. She's a hairstylist in LA now.
Just wants to work. But in LA, the circles are small.
This story is unbelievable. So Alexis walks into a salon for a hair appointment, sits down at the shampoo bowl, and the person who walks up to wash her hair
No.
is Rachel Lee.
Oh my God. Can you just imagine the oxygen leaving that room?
Rachel said it was intense and freaked her out. Her coworkers didn't know her past, and she's just massaging the scalp of the girl she committed federal crimes with.
It's so awkward. It just shows you can't really escape your past. Rachel did finally break her silence in that HBO doc, but for the most part, she just wants to be left alone to cut hair.
Then there's Nick Prugo, or Nick Norgo, as he's known now.
Right, he took his husband's last name.
Nick's path has been bumpy. He didn't have that clean redemption arc.
Yeah.
In 2016, he got arrested again.
And this was a really bizarre saga. It was for stalking.
Stalking.
Yeah, it was this whole messy thing involving a skin specialist. Nick's part was posting fake ads online, trying to get men to go to her house and assault her.
That is horrific.
It was incredibly dark. He upped probation. It just showed the chaos hadn't completely gone away for him.
And now, as of 2026.
He's trying to pivot. He runs an online home goods store on Amazon called Norgo Essentials. And apparently he's seeking a governor's pardon, trying to wipe the slate clean.
We'll see how that goes. And finally, the outliers. Roy Lopez Jr., the guy who stole the $2 million in jewelry. Where'd he?
Left Hollywood entirely. Moved to Texas. He works in the oil fields.
From stealing Rolexes in the Hollywood Hills to drilling for oil in Texas, that is a hard reset.
That is the definition of I am done with this life. And Diana Tamayo found God, became a fitness trainer, stays completely offline, wants no part of it.
So, looking at this whole picture, what are we really seeing here?
I think we're seeing this fascinating contrast in how people deal with infamy in the digital age. Alexis monetized it. She realized having a redemption arc is a valuable brand.
Right. She leaned in and built a career on it.
Whereas Rachel and Roy tried to erase it with physical labor, hairdressing, oil rigs. They chose anonymity.
But the irony there is massive, isn't it?
Oh, it's huge.
They stole to be close to fame, and now the one who succeeded Alexis is famous for recovering from that desire.
Meanwhile, Rachel, the ringleader who wanted so badly to be part of that world, is literally serving them. She's washing their hair. She's in the service industry for the very people she used to rob.
It's poetic. It makes you wonder about identity. Can you ever truly escape a digital footprint from 2009?
Probably not. But you can try to overwrite it. Alexis overwrote it with wellness. Roy overrode it with hard labor in a different state. But that footprint is always there, underneath.
It brings us to a provocative question for you listening. If you had committed the crime of the century at 18, would you monetize the story like Alexis? Or would you bury it in the Texas oil fields like Roy? Which path is true freedom?
Is freedom owning your past or successfully hiding from it? In an attention economy, is there such a thing as bad history, or is it all just content waiting to happen?
Something to think about.
Indeed.
You've been listening to StarScope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.
See you next time.